All right, so we're good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Hey, everybody out there on YouTube and in audio land. Hey, everybody wave to your cameras.
Yeah, we do a multi-angle this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, angles.
Complications.
Yeah, we had some complications.
It was a very, very long process getting this all set up and okay. But we're finally here. We're finally, I'm not going to say the offensive term.
Queer?
Get used to it, yeah.
Okay.
We're here, we're queer, and we want to fuck you in the rear.
With an ice cold beer.
Speaking of beer, that's actually
that's a good opener.
Yeah, that's
sure.
a very good segue into some changes that have been made to Manic episodes. If nobody out there particularly noticed in the previous episodes of this that have been released, I was inebriated in every single one. And 3 months ago, after the last one that was released on YouTube, which I was Spacey during, I was Kevin Spacey during that, which is probably not a good thing to say anymore.
We had to replace you with
Kevin
Christopher Plummer at
Spacey.
the last minute.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey apparently had another movie that like flopped real hard recently.
Did
I
he?
didn't know that he was. I didn't know they still let him work after
Apparently.
everything that had happened.
I didn't hear about it until I heard about the flop.
That's never a good sign.
Hey, all right, continue.
But yes, I am sober. I have been sober. Next Thursday will have been 3 months without anything, without any drugs and or alcohol.
That's ridiculous to think because
That's hard.
that's how long it's been since we recorded the last podcast.
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
I think
it was right around that time.
'Cause
3 days
the,
after.
the story you told about almost ODing kind of was your, impetus to all this.
Yeah.
That, and admittedly watching the other one, like I was reluctant to even share it on my own Facebook because of how spaced out I was.
I think that one was fine. It wasn't too bad.
Well, yeah, but still, it's just not something. Pretty much everything that I want to do in life, be it this or just anything, I didn't like my delivery of any of it. So,
You were a little rambly in parts.
well, yeah, but that's me in general. But at least it's more coherent now, and it's just I want to deliver everything better in life. As
Plus,
part
we're
of the
all
reason.
noobs to podcasts.
Yeah.
We're not pro at all.
Yeah. So this is a change that I have made to be better at this. And also, I think that something I want to do with this show is document the changes. And it's kind of a live coming of age thing, I guess. In a sense,
Yeah.
it's about progress and everything.
Progress. There's a process to progress.
Yes.
I'm aware that I said that Canadian. I've listened to too many Canadians.
Canada-y.
That's how you pronounce those words.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna say.
we're
We're
It's how
from
those
we're
words
from the
pronounce.
South,
Process.
or I think we're all from the
Progress.
South. You from the South? You from here, Stu?
Yes, I am originally from.
You said you were born in Florida, right?
I was born in Florida, so
Cool.
I'm not technically from the South.
Well, you're from the South.
I'm
Florida's
not.
the
I am from
Florida.
south of the Mason-Dixon line, but ask any Southerner if Florida is a part of the South, and they'll be like,
Not
"Hell no."
really. That's like the only one that really is kind of different.
I was
but-
born in God's waiting room, like pretty much where old people go.
I
to
mean,
die.
Florida is just where old people move to.
That's
So it's
exactly-
not really that southern. Yeah, it's
And where-
everyone that just wants to be in a cheaper beach that's not LA and way too expensive.
where people eat people's faces.
It's where
Oh, yeah.
it's full of drug addicts and old northern people who have retired.
And good cocaine in the 80s.
And good cocaine still in Miami. Okay, all right. So go on with your sobriety.
So it's been 3 months. In the event of doing so, I have lost 20 pounds now,
Yeah,
just
it's
from not drinking.
Pretty visible. I noticed it when you were over here like a week ago. For
Right.
Sure.
And I haven't changed anything other than not drinking beer. And also a thing that would happen, that and weed, after getting fucked up, I would get really hungry and eat an inordinate amount directly before bed.
Yeah, munchies. Yeah,
Yeah.
when you eat directly, it stores more of the fat because you're not burning any of it. Like that, like you're supposed to have like about an hour or so for stomach to settle.
They say
So,
you're not
like,
supposed to eat until like before sundown.
Well, you're not supposed to eat like a meal right before going to sleep. That's for
Right.
sure.
Right.
So that's happened. This is not a. We should have opened with this, but for the people who are watching on YouTube, a visible change that both Joel and I have made is we have lost
A lot of hair.
I think of all my 20 pounds that I've lost was in beard.
Right. I've lost about 8 pounds in hair. It's a lot lighter up here.
I've gained about a not shit in weight of hair on my face.
There was absolutely nothing wrong with Carrie. So
Right. No, he's perfectly fine. He's gained more hair than us recently. We've lost more hair than Carrie.
But I lost my car recently, kind of.
That's kind of like losing your hair.
Yeah.
it's the hair that gets you
It's
places.
not, well, as far as I know, it's not completely lost. It's just been in the shop for a really long time right now.
So all of us have lost a part of our dignity recently.
Well, I think I've gained it.
Yes. No. Absolutely. I was talking about in the beard.
Oh, yes.
department.
And
not in the sober department. That's a lot more.
well,
important.
even in that, because part of the reason why I shaved is I remember laying in bed and because of vanity, there is a mirror directly across from my bed. And I remember looking at it one night and realizing that I did not remember what my face looked like. So if you can't remember what your face looks like, it's probably a good idea to shave, which is what I did. And for once, I don't hate it.
Yeah, I wish I could grow more of a beard. I can only grow what I got. I mean, I can grow like the side stuff, but it makes me look really Joe dirty, like really natural, like white trashy.
I believe
so
it's
I
pronounced Dirte.
Dirte.
Joe Dirte.
Joe Dirte.
For you know, you should go as Joe Dirt one year for Halloween.
Oh, I could totally
you
do
could
that.
really pull that off.
Yeah, I could totally do that. That's a great idea, actually.
so
I'm going as Joe Dirt for Halloween this year.
Yeah. You could perfectly pull that off.
Yeah, that would be great. I have been told, I don't see it, but I have been told like multiple times that I resemble what's his face?
David Spade?
David Spade, yeah.
Check 1 2 testing.
He actually does. Look at the camera on your
Yeah,
Look at David Spade right there.
I guess I don't think so, but
I see I get told I look like Meatloaf.
yeah.
I've gotten the odd combo of both Meatloaf and Eddie Vedder.
Fat Corey Taylor.
Yeah, or no,
Slipknot.
Joel looking like a young James Hetfield right now.
Yeah, I've gotten that quite a bit.
It's like what I thought immediately when I saw the picture the day you cut your hair. I was like, James Hetfield.
This will be the first video on your channel. since I
Yeah,
got
you
my
haven't been on the
haircut, too.
channel since the haircut.
Right,
Yeah.
my 30th birthday.
Yeah.
It was
That vlog.
I had kind of decided beforehand that I was going to do something drastic, and it was really, it was kind of a decision of a couple of reasons. And back to what Stu was saying about vanity is like I like the way I look a lot. I don't think I'm particularly an ugly person. I think my kids look great because of me. Not to be a narcissist or anything, but I was happy with that. But there were things in my life that I was not happy in, and I was not satisfied in, and I kind of had this massive ego death at my 30th birthday party. Yeah, I mean, research that if you want to.
Yeah, you'll know what that is.
You'll know what happened, but I
Yeah.
kind of had a little bit of an epiphany, a little bit of a life-changing experience, and decided that I didn't want to be as comfortable with myself when I looked in the mirror. And every time I do, I'm reminded of the fact that I'm on a specific goal path right now. I'm trying to do better to provide for my children, and I'm trying to do things that are more conducive to being adult-like, I guess. I don't not that I wasn't doing it before, but I guess it's not like I'm worried about people's perception of me. I'm worried about my perception of people's perception of me.
Well, the only person that really judges you is yourself.
Right.
It's the only one that matters. At
Right.
least.
And I had a lot of confidence and boldness in the way I was presenting myself, but it just something deep inside me, it felt like there needed to be a change on the outside to match how I felt on the inside, and that's kind of where I went. And you know, there's a picture circulating around I took of me with all my hair on in the same spot, and then with all my hair off, and I posted it on Facebook. And people were going nuts about it. Like, people were telling me how much more they liked how it looked, and, you know, that I looked like a completely different person. And
I'll go ahead and say I liked the old hair better.
Yes, you are one of many people who have said that. I've gotten a few people. Like, there was a lot of guilt tied to me cutting my hair off.
The other hair made you look a little younger.
It did. But at the same time, I could not. There was some kind of.
Needed to make a physical change along with the inside changes that you want to happen.
Well, I felt like when I told people I was 30, people would look at me in a certain type of way.
Well, I mean, that's probably just an internal thing. You know how many friends I have in like in their 30s and 40s? Like I like most of the people I hang out with on set while working are in their 30s and 40s. And like the 30s does not mean at all that you have to be a grown up. Like you know, like
right. I don't know.
Some of the people in their 30s are like more immature than me. You know, like that I know on set.
Call it an existential crisis, I guess. Yeah. They're you know, some very much having identity issues, and you know, I have no qualms about saying that, but it's you know, finding my place of comfortability in the world where I am, you know, balanced enough with all of the things that I consider to be priorities in my life in order to feel comfortable about myself. And I don't know, I guess I wanted to embrace the discomfort in myself a little bit more.
Yeah, I will say that after your 21, birthdays suck. Like more and more every time.
Right. The older you get, you're just like, this is.
I just turned 24
exciting.
And I hate it.
Well, I mean, when you're, what is it, 25 that you can save on your car insurance?
You can also rent a
25,
car at 25.
Yeah, 25's got some things going on, but still, that's it's not anything like 21 and before that, you know.
Right.
You're not gonna get excited because you can rent a car.
Yeah, the milestones mean less as time goes on.
Well, I mean, that's like the last one, I think, other
40.
than like Social Security when you're old.
40 is a milestone. You're over the hill at that point because you know,
middle age.
Right. That's because the average life expectancy is 80. So
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I think
that's definitely not how long my family lives. All my family dies in like their 50s.
Yeah, that's the same here.
Right.
For me with the shaving thing, I think with all the other changes that I'd kind of made, part of the reason why I drank was to hide from everything. It was something to literally put over myself, to it, like a blanket, so to speak,
right,
that I would use to feel more comfortable with things. And I think that in a sense, because for years I hated the way my face looked, that I used having a beard as a way to hide that. I
hate that you didn't get to go as Robin Williams from Jumanji for Halloween one year. Like, I really.
Oh yeah, that would have been good.
Right, just like what?
Well, you can
year
still.
I
mean, he'd probably be able to pull it off by Halloween. I mean,
no way. He'd have
at least a little bit, like not the epicness, but you could you could still dress like that and still have a beard.
The beard that I had,
I mean, your beard's already coming back. You already got more of a beard than I have right now.
The beard that I had was 2 years. I'd spent 2 years growing that, and I was trimming it a lot too.
Right.
So in a year, I could feasibly see myself being Robin Williams in Jumanji.
I found myself like cutting my hair as another way of I don't know, letting go of the time spent growing it out.
Yeah, that's a good thought actually. I've been kind of thinking kind of that way.
Like I've put the kind of you know, I had different reasons for why I decided to grow it out. Joining a band, having a hairdresser destroy my heart. You know, all kinds of stupid reasons.
Was that A?
Huh?
Was that A?
No.
Was she a hairdresser?
No. That was a different heart destroyance.
Oh, okay.
But no, this is just like I told myself, I resolved myself. I was like, I'm never gonna get no woman will ever touch my hair again. And I just went to some random Chinese lady in Atlanta and had her cut it. And I was thinking, I was so vain. I was like, maybe I'll save a few locks of it or something, because it was so meaningful for me to grow it out and have people tell me that it matches my personality.
Did you have enough? Did you have enough hair to donate?
I didn't even think about that. I was too selfish thinking that I didn't want to keep it to even think about donating it. I was more along the lines of just take it away. I don't even want to see it.
Well, at the end of the film season, I'm planning on cutting my hair about a little past shoulder length and probably dyeing it silver.
Nice.
Just going wizard for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stu, you should have donated your beard. It'd have made a great merkin.
I'd made that joke a few times. I'd told a friend that I'd shaved, and I'd sent them a picture of all the hair in the sink. And I was like, well, do you want a beard? Because I can make you one. That's fine. Have I told no, we've had this discussion around a kitchen table before, but I don't think we've ever had it on mic. The fact that I have a buddy who I saw today who had been on back when I was doing really low quality video recordings on my old YouTube channel.
Oh, you had YouTube?
Yeah,
before?
yeah, with Rick,
Oh, yeah, I didn't know
who
that.
is great. He check out his YouTube channel. I'll get Carrie a link to post on there. He does amazing covers, amazing guitarist, just great dude. But he actually still to this day has one of my beards in a Ziploc bag because I'd shaved and he'd kept it. And as a matter of fact, he had went to go see Amon Amarth.
Amon Amarth.
Yep. And I couldn't afford to go to the show, so he took this Ziploc bag of my beard to this concert.
That's beautiful.
Which
man.
had started this idea that I'd had to where I would mail my beard places, not myself, but this bag of beard, and there would be a coffee table-like book of my beard in random places and call it Have Beard Will Travel.
I do remember you telling me about that, and I want to make that a reality.
I have somewhat of a connection story with Amon Amarth that made me think of since you mentioned them. All right, so before the band that I'm in now, Spacebar, with Joel and the rest of the dudes, I used to be in a deathcore band. We played from like 2009 to 2012, 2011, 2012. I was in a deathcore band, and there was this local band that we played with all the fucking time. They were called Aborning, and they were just absolute shit. They sucked dick, and like their guitar player always played "The Lost Viking" by Amon Amarth for sound check.
That's Deathclaw.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, what is that Amon Amarth called? What is the song, the one that I'm thinking of? The main one that everyone knows.
There's Cry of the Blackbirds, there's Runes to My Memory, and
with that one. It's like the main one.
that's The Lost Viking by Deathclaw.
Ah, fuck. What is that one? I'm thinking of a different fucking song. Anyways, it was definitely the Amon Amarth one, the popular one. I obviously got the title fucked up.
Of the Thunder God?
Maybe one of those. But he would it was a very similar type riff to the Lost Viking.
A lot of gallops.
A lot of gallops. That might be why I'm getting confused. But he always played that song for sound check, and he just butchered it every time. And one time, I we played like directly after them, and I did that song for my sound check and did it like way better than that dude. It was kind of rude.
I hope he's not watching.
Ah, fuck that guy. I don't give a fuck.
Okay. I mean, if that's what you're okay with
yeah, I'm cool with that. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. I don't even know him. Fuck that guy.
Which, let's
Be
talk.
watching, fuck you.
Because since this is going on your YouTube channel and we didn't touch too much on this last time, let's talk about your plans for that in the future.
As far as podcasts?
Oh, with everything. Let's
as far as
promote
YouTube?
yourself. Yeah.
All right, so as far as YouTube, what I'm thinking right now, which we had discussed since we're kind of becoming a trio vlog, trio podcast.
Yeah.
if y'all are down, I would 100% think it would be a great idea to make a fucking like specific podcast channel trio.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I think that would be a great idea.
I want to have interchangeable guests too.
Yes, definitely interchangeable guests, which is something I want to mention as well. As
you got people, I got people.
Exactly. Like, yeah, I've been thinking about doing more podcasts recently. If anything, I might do like some one-on-one podcast with some folks on my channel live, other than whatever we might open as far as podcast channel. But that's just been a thought. I haven't done it yet. But other than that, I recently made a discovery that you can get a fuck ton of views from reaction videos. So that's definitely about to be a part of the YouTube channel. It's going to be a regular from now on, probably. And I've done 2 so far, and they're doing great. And both of them took like 30 minutes to edit and like film. Like it took no time, super easy. But now that I'm planning to make that like a regular part of my channel, I'll probably put more time into it, make it a little more like H3-ish, PewDiePie-ish, like some of their editing styles when they watch things, you know.
That top milk.
Yeah, you gotta put a little more effort into it than what I've done. So
Pure vanilla.
But I did 2 videos just to test the waters because I made a connection with. I ran across a couple of brand new channels that were doing reaction videos. They were getting like 100,000 views per video, and I was just like, this is because they're able to title people way more famous than me, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna at least try it, and I did 2, and both of those videos are getting way more views than any other video I've ever uploaded with 0 promotion. Like,
and you're doing so this will lead into our next segue thing, but you're doing them on what, the new Sacha Baron Cohen show?
Right now I'm doing it on Who is America, the new Sacha Baron Cohen show, which is fucking hilarious. There's a new episode airing tonight, so I'll probably be trying to snag some of those clips in the morning, make a new reaction to the brand new episode, and see if the difference in something that's new out compared to something that's already been out for a couple of weeks.
I think it's funny how that type of controversial YouTube content is okay, or you have.
Well, honestly, I'm surprised that Sasha's humor is even acceptable right now.
Right. Oh, yeah, some of the stuff he's done is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But you see people like Alex Jones getting banned left and right from every single channel, which leads me to the other thing we were going to talk about is that Alex Jones got busted for, or he got caught looking at tranny porn on his phone. Which is the newest thing. I saw it on Reddit yesterday, but apparently he I don't know what he's broadcasting on now, because unless it's just
can you Google more about this, Stu? Because I haven't heard anything about
so
this.
I'll see. Keep talking about it.
So basically, Alex Jones got banned from every single channel he's on: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, everything he's doing. And
where's he gonna yell now?
Well, I guess
he still has his InfoWars website.
Yeah, okay, so I guess he's still posting shit to his website.
Yeah, he's still got his website.
So there's a new app for InfoWars, and they're showing a video of him showing people how the app works, and he goes to his tabs for half a second. Like
That's what happened?
Yes.
Oh my god!
I'm trying to look this up, but I'm reluctant to. I don't want to Google Alex Jones porn.
Just look up Alex Jones tranny.
I'm sure it's one of the top headlines.
It's
so
T-porn. You just type in Alex Jones T-porn.
I'm sure that something this big will pop up because I don't know.
The screenshots. It's amazing how much zoom and enhance they did. To
all right. Just to like not offend anybody, we're all cool with sexuality and stuff like that. Right. It's just funny that he got caught.
So yeah, so he goes and switches tabs on his phone for half a second, and one of the tabs you can see a excuse me.
Bless you.
You can see a video screen, and you can kind of make out the title.
Sorry, I need to, and I'll pass this around. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take a screenshot of this so that we can insert a picture of this. For those, okay, so I did give I googled Alex Jones T-porn, and the second result, which I'll pass, is a Pornhub link to Alex Jones porn videos.
Well, that's probably an actual porn star, though. That's a pretty standard name.
I'm about to find out, which we won't put that on here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some other porn star,
So,
probably.
yes, there is a porn star who goes by the name of... Oh, my God. Okay, this is fantastic. There is a... I wish I could screenshot just this...
Do it.
Okay, no, hold on. Let me turn the volume down on this, and I am going to the video on this, and I will take a screenshot.
Why you gotta turn the volume down, man?
Yeah, hold it up to the microphone.
Just natural porn watching
Okay,
habit.
yes. The name of this video is
Info Whores?
No, which is great. I wish it was. It's make fake news illegal, illegalize it, Quan, Donald Trump, Alex Jones, Putin. And we can insert this.
QAnon.
Yes, yes, sorry. Look at just, I'll pass around this still. Which,
What?
exactly.
Oh man, okay. It's a guy wearing a MAGA hat playing a nylon string guitar.
If we can, I'll do a screenshot. And
Yeah. That's
insert that
completely
in
doable.
there. Oh wait, hold on.
I need to see.
Yes,
I wanna see.
You do need to see this after I get. Hold on, yeah, there we go. Now, you'll have to the button's at the top right there, and it's gonna be the first thing you see.
That?
Yeah, I don't understand, and
He's wearing a Make America Great Again hat.
I don't.
He's playing a guitar with flames behind him on What is this, Pornhub?
Yes. What do you guys say that we watch a little bit of this?
Yes, let's watch some Alex Jones porn.
I don't know. I don't know if this is going to go into the territory of reaction videos.
It could if this
This porn's making the friggin' frogs gay. My friend.
That's Rush Limbaugh too.
Whoa.
This is someone just trying to promote the shit out of whatever they got and put it on Pornhub.
This is a song on Pornhub, is what we just found.
People release music videos. Watsky released a music video on Pornhub.
People are just like desperate for views, is what that is. And I can see why, because this is shit.
Holy shit. Okay, so I didn't find the article I was looking for.
Let me see. I'll see if I can find the article.
Yes.
You can see the screenshots.
But oh my god, that was actually, I'm glad that was on mic and on camera that we just stumbled across this. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll get a screen video of that afterwards. I'll find it.
Oh my god, that is surreal.
Do you have internet browser? What's Google Chrome on here?
It's I don't have Chrome. I have Silk. Silk is because that's an Amazon Fire tablet.
Gotcha.
But oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a little strange. Do any of you guys know if you make money on Pornhub Community?
You do. That's how people,
Yeah.
Okay.
people have their own private channels. They have streaming channels like Twitch now called Pornhub Live.
Okay.
This is all secondhand
I
information.
figured you did, because that's like 90% of the porn that I find right now is Pornhub Community.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
I mean, amateur porn is better.
Yeah, it is.
I will publicly state
I
that.
100% agree. Amateur porn is way better.
Yes, it's very believable, quote unquote, performances.
It's pretty legit. I mean, you find some literal like some legit. I'm sorry to be offensive word, sluts that just want to fuck. Like,
Yeah, that's passion. That's
yeah.
passion.
There are people on there that legitly just like to fuck a lot.
Which I mean, really. I mean, when you
There's
think
nothing
about
wrong with it. There's just, a little bit of a stigma around it socially.
because I know that part. I don't know how you two feel about it, but when
we go.
I watch. Okay, go ahead.
No, okay. Alex Jones caught looking at tranny porn. And there's the... Okay. You can zoom in. Alex is advertising his new site on his show stream, showing off his site on his phone. Reveals all his tabs for a second, which reveals a suspicious tab. Naughty T-Babe, Marissa, me. And then, upon further investigation... Naughty T-Babe Marissa Minks relieved of cock hunger by stud.
Cock hunger makes me think that they're like it should be like a Sarah McLachlan type ad for for a quarter of a day you can relieve cock hunger.
Oh, that's messed up. I love Alex Jones. He's ridiculous, but he has good intentions for the most part. He's just kind of crazy.
What?
He's like Larry David.
He's a fear monger.
I look at him as
preys on
comedy
people's-
more than actually believing anything he says.
Okay, let's
Oh, sorry.
just. Oh my God, his face.
So you can zoom into that photo. Double click on the photo.
Which photo? The
Photo down right there. Yeah. Click
Okay.
on that. And you can zoom in. And it'll show you the starting from the top left what it was he was doing.
reveal his tabs for a second.
And it's like how he ended up like. Yeah, how like they ended up finding that and zooming in and seeing what was on his phone. I just think it's hilarious because he spends so much time giving hate speech about transgender.
Oh,
and,
this is what it was? This
Yeah.
tgirlerotica.com?
Yes.
That is 100% tranny porn.
Yes.
Which-
No. Yeah.
I mean, can we just talk about the people who do that? People who are very militant about people who are extremely homophobic really give off that vibe that they're just trying to run from something.
Right.
It's the whole being uncomfortable with their sexuality.
Right.
Yeah,
So that's
definitely.
why they project the hate, because they're afraid of what they really are.
Potentially.
I know some people like that
I
personally.
definitely know some kids in high school that were like picked on gay people and then turned out to be gay. Came
Right.
out afterwards.
Right.
And that's a stereotype that I think is very true, that people do that.
It does. It's 100% true for some people. But then, I mean, obviously, there are just some people that are just assholes. So,
I'm legitimately surprised that in this day and age he didn't know about incognito.
Right. Or
yeah, I know, right?
Was too stupid to think maybe I shouldn't. Okay. I did, however, accidentally pull up a Pornhub tab in front of a client the other day.
Oh!
Yeah, I was setting up an expo at
Oh!
I was setting up an expo at GWCC, and it was for the International Woodworking Fair.
Oh,
And it's okay. So there's people.
which
from,
woodworking? Which
Right.
wood were they working?
young thought getting fuck in the bathroom. I think that was the title of the video. It was so black chicks, white dicks. I think was the. Anyways, so we're at this booth.
Tits
setting
with
up a
dicks for
TV.
nipples.
And the guy is from Germany, has never been to America before, doesn't speak English very well at all, is trying to figure out what duct tape is called in English, like because he's asking
Fuck tape.
where he can buy it, and I'm like, I think you can, or gaff tape. It was gaff tape he was looking for. I was like, I think you can buy it at Guitar Center. Here, I'll pull up on my phone and see where the closest Guitar Center is, and I go and pull up Chrome. And sure enough, there's a Pornhub, and it sits there for like half a second, and he's staring at my phone. I'm like, oops, swipe. And there's another Pornhub link underneath.
Oh no! I will say there has been multiple occasions where I pull up Chrome and never closed the porn tab for some
Right.
reason, but I haven't had it where someone was looking at my
Click
phone.
the lock button when you're done. You clean up yourself. You just go to bed in shame. That's the way, you know.
Just fall asleep in your own filth. Just
Right, exactly.
the
That's how I
blanket
do
stuck
it.
to you with the tab open.
I used to. I don't do that anymore.
Oh, so you'll publicly admit that you've fallen asleep? And
Oh yeah, I definitely
yeah,
have
yeah,
before.
same.
Yeah, I definitely have before.
That's the only way I do it. I've done that ever since military school.
Damn.
Ever
Old
since
habits
I was
hard to
telling
break.
My flatmate I was just doing shutter kicks.
I quit
and
doing that
stuff.
after like middle school. Like
I guess I got some
it's
growing up
I will
to do.
I will
Yeah,
say
keep
it's a pretty
Blink-182.
common thing. I will say it's a pretty common thing though, because like most people that I've talked about that with do it that way.
It's good for the
So,
stomach.
all right, I gotta
mean,
take a piss.
I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of. It's your personal fluids.
I like the Bo Burnham sketch. I watched that the other day with a friend. We watched What, where he's sitting there
So good.
pantomiming the whole thing. It's just
His brand of stand-up for the past 2 specials, that unique formula and like incorporating backing tracks and everything,
Absolutely.
is I remember being that is. I think the first time in my lifetime that I've seen somebody completely reinvent comedy like that. It's absolutely amazing.
That's why I love it so much. He meant to walk the water over. Yeah. But you
Is he
all thought
skiing
it was
or is he in a gay porn?
Is he skiing or is he in a gay porn? It's a gay porn. It's hard to be a lizard. It's hard to be a lizard. Tiny arms, itchy gizzard.
I mean, truly,
Hard.
and his ability to incorporate actual emotional depth into
Right.
such absurdist comedy is,
Right.
I mean, that guy is amazing. And I know that there's a lot of talks about a lot of comedians who don't like him, especially the older guys, because, you know, in any profession,
No, I'm good.
the young kids are always doing it wrong, but he is doing some really amazing things.
I want to see 8th Grade really bad.
Yes, I've
it's
heard good
really
things about that as well.
He's doing free screenings too all over the world. He's been doing free screenings of it just to get people to see the movie.
There's a third one.
Third one, what? I knew it. Chronic's 2 shots in while Stu's talking about his sobriety.
Yeah, I'm about to do a third one.
Dichotomy. This
Yeah.
is a very balanced show now. It's
right.
yeah. It's
If you're capable of shooting right now, well, not shooting heroin, but I'm taking a shot.
I will finish.
Cool,
My
you got
with
coffee.
Astrovia.
Oh God.
I've this is like the flu. My alcoholism has went away, but now it's you caught it. It's contagious.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty I've a decent amount of self-control when it comes to going overboard with things like that. I mean, I fuck up sometimes and do some things a little too much, but I'm not like a crackhead right now.
Right, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to throw out there is I'm not judgmental of anybody who does anything whatsoever.
He
Yeah.
just wishes they all would stop and think they would be better people if they did.
No, I'm not preachy about it. That's not what I'm trying to do.
No, not at all.
I admire those people. I do. I admire those people who can do things in what I call moderate excess, who they can get fucked up. And
I can go a little crazy. I can even get like I can even go on benders and deal with the withdrawal of a bender.
Right, and I respect you worlds for that. However, I think with my personality being an extremist and obsessive the way that I am about everything, it's not a good thing for me to put myself into. Why? Okay. It was a very destructive thing to use my obsessive nature toward. So
Definitely.
instead of using my obsessive nature towards being depleting or destructive, I'm trying to reverse that polarity and try and put that same energy, same focus, same drive into things that I enjoy and things that are productive.
Yeah, that's definitely a great way. And I will say a big part of what I mean, like with where my work ethic, where I am now with that, has not been that way. Like for a while, like before I started YouTube, really, or maybe not necessarily YouTube. Before I started jamming with Stone, me and Stone started jamming. Like when I started doing background acting, I will say my work ethic from like before that was really, really, really shitty. But there was a point where I did exactly what you're doing right now. I went sober for a long time, and when I did that, my work ethic went way the fuck up because I was just using my time on working on things, you know, and luckily I was able to keep that, and I still have a good work ethic right now, and I can drink and relax, you know, and not be, you know, stupid and not get things done still, you know.
Do both of you, or we can get different opinions on this, think that bettering yourself or becoming a better person is the same as like building up muscle, essentially?
Definitely. It takes some practice, and it takes some focus for sure.
I felt the most persistent in like going against my my base instincts to be lazy. I found myself the most persistent when I was going to the gym more, and when I was working out on a regular basis. I felt more willing to do the things I didn't want to do as soon as possible, and to jump into them, and to not make excuses on things. And like it's all based on momentum. Like once you get a good amount of momentum
is very real.
Right. And getting it rolling and keeping something moving, it does get easier. It does get a lot easier.
But it can go the other way. When you build a momentum towards laziness, you keep that momentum.
Right,
exactly.
Right, you get stuck in a pit.
You can go either way.
Right.
For sure.
You know, it's very much everything is a response to everything else that you're doing and everything else that is going on. And for me personally, doing one thing to take a step to better my own life, which I personally, for me, honestly, it feels like a very small victory.
No, that's a big victory, man.
I mean, I realize that, and I'm aware of that, but it's hard for me because now that I've done that, it's like, all right, what's the next thing? Because once you start taking steps to improve your life, I mean, it's addictive. It has the same qualities as drugs or alcohol, as, you know, taking steps, like you said, going to the gym.
When you see progress, the results are what's addicting.
Exactly.
Seeing results from doing good things are what's addicting.
Exactly, that and patience, because I know that especially in this day and age, everybody is obsessed with instant gratification. So it makes the time that it takes to get better really difficult. And you have to start looking more and being easier on yourself too. Being more forgiving towards yourself, towards like realization that things take time. But you know, if you look at the victories instead of the defeats in your life,
I expected to be much more successful at my age than I am right now. So,
well, I mean,
he said to the 30-year-old.
Look at it. Look at it. We're actually sitting from youngest to oldest right now. But look at it this way.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, really,
5 years my junior.
Because I know a thing that I struggled with was I felt like I was wasting my life. So, in a weird, self-sustaining way, what I was doing is because I felt that way, I was just doing things that kept me in that place. Maybe to keep myself in a comfort zone.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly.
I feel like that's a very big human nature. A lot of people don't think that they're worth being a certain level of success, so they don't even try.
Right.
But, I mean, realistically...
Pathology.
Yeah.
Realistically, the only thing you're going to get out of trying is potentially failing that time.
That time.
And
keep going.
Yeah, exactly. I think response to failure and success in equal parts is a big thing to have. Mm-hmm. Because with anything, if you fail the first time, learn from the mistakes, look at what caused you to fail.
Yep.
And try and fix those things. And then try again. Because really the only true way to fail completely is to give... Okay, I think...
The only failure is giving up.
Exactly. You know, if you don't succeed, look at it as more of a mistake. Don't...
I mean, like 99% of the time, you're probably going to fail.
Oh,
so,
yeah. I mean, again, instant gratification. Everybody thinks that, you know... just to take an example, any musical instrument, which we all partake in here, if you try and play something, the reality is, unless you've gone and practiced all the basics and everything, you know, running scales and chords to a metronome and blah, 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 you're not going to sit there, hear something, and be able to play it perfectly the first time.
Not at all. I can't tell you how many people I've had come to me and they're just like, hey, I want to start learning how to play guitar and I want to learn this song first.
Right.
And I'm just like, nah, you got a couple years before you learn that song, buddy. Like,
Exactly.
That's why I got so frustrated as an early musician, because I listened to a lot of prog metal and a lot of Dream Theater.
you can't
and
do that shit
like,
off
right.
the rip. You
And
can't
so
do
I would-
that immediately.
I would give up before I could even try because I couldn't play the way I wanted to play.
Luckily, I'm so glad the way I went into musicianship, because honestly, until I played guitar, or really until like I picked up anything musically, like I listened to only rap. Like what made me pick up guitar was I moved to Carrollton from ghetto ass Atlanta, pretty much, and moved to Carrollton, moved in. I had some, my neighbors were my aunt, which I had some cousins, some first cousins living over there. First cousin, one of my first cousins was married to a guy named, or not married at the time, but dating a guy named Chad, which was a guitarist. And I picked a really big liking to the dude. And I started hanging out with him every day. Like, even if we didn't talk, I just wanted to go watch him play guitar. And that's what brought me into it. I came from, like, a rap world. I was listening to, like, rap and shit before this, you know? So this was all brand
I can't
new.
imagine that
I was not exposed to this kind of stuff at all. And I'm, like, around it every day out of nowhere. And then that really got me into it. And I got a guitar for Christmas that year. And honestly, I didn't pick it up for like a month because I was also a video game nerd at the time. I got a Nintendo Wii. It was the year the Wii and the PS3 and all that came out, was when I got my guitar. So I played my Wii for like a month straight, and I was like, all right, Wii kind of sucks. I'm going to pick up this guitar. And I started learning, and like I got way more addicted to it than I thought I ever would. Like I was playing guitar from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed for like years. Like, and that's like... That's also a thing that built me up to have kind of a unhealthy ego, because I learned a lot faster than a lot of people on instruments, because I was playing all day, like nonstop.
Right.
But like, yeah, man, it was really weird how I got into it. I feel like me not having any pre-exposure to that world made me get addicted to it even more, you know? It was brand new. It was fresh. I was learning a lot of shit. I enjoyed it, you know.
Yeah, because it's funny that you have a story similar to that, because I was living in what's known as the projects in Villa Rica, Georgia. I was living in a side-by-side duplex brick apartment. And the neighbors who moved in next door, very musical family. I would actually like to give them a
the Von
shout
Trapps?
out. I have no clue who that is.
Sound of Music.
Oh,
Have you ever seen the Sound of Music?
I have, but it's been years.
Von
I was a
Trapps,
Music
I haven't
Man
seen
guy.
Oh, okay.
I was really into the Music Man.
Okay.
But the very musical family, all very awesome dudes. The two brothers who I have loosely kept in touch with over the years, Kyle and Nigel Dobbs. Kyle played drums, guitar, and bass. He was just one of those people that played everything. Nigel is, I believe he raps now, and he's really good at it too. I've heard his stuff. Nigel Dobbs, he's really great.
Is he British?
No, I know that is a British
That sounds
name.
like British or Australian.
But no,
This is Nigel Dobbs. I'm here to spit a verse for you.
and you know, the beautiful thing about it is, and it would be annoying to some people, is with drums, it's impossible to be quiet. So I would hear it.
No volume.
Yeah, I would hear,
Less
you
than
know,
8 kid.
these amazing sounds. And this dude was like 8, and he was, at 8 years old, he was still one of the most incredible fucking drummers that I have ever heard.
Best
in my
drummer
entire
I've ever
life.
seen in person was a dude named Cameron Smith, and he was like 12 when I met him, and he was doing like death metal drumming better than like 30-year-olds that I knew.
It's insane. But that was my first exposure,
Fucking
and
prodigies.
I started hanging out with this kid, and you know, I couldn't play anything. And then my parents, who were separated, they were separated on and off their entire marriage, and the way that my father kind of coaxed me into agreeing to going back to them was he agreed to buy me a drum set.
Yeah, I
And
remember
that's
telling
what
that.
changed everything. And for years, this ties into the slow learner thing. I played drums for about I want to say 8 years. And that's how I made friends. Music, I wasn't social before then, but when I got into music, I made friends. I knew people. I was connecting with people. We were learning our instruments together. We were jamming, and it was awesome. Without that, I mean, really, with all my depression issues, I don't think that I would be alive without being thankful enough to have that. And from there, as people got older and started college and everything, I didn't have people to play drums with. So
Drums are great with other musicians.
right, it's if you're playing drums alone, for me personally, it starts to feel like masturbation. At a point.
I personally can enjoy it just because I enjoy the meticulous task of taking the time to work on small details, such as working on a simple ass beat from 80 BPM to
Right.
50 BPM kind of thing. I enjoy those kind of tasks. Not everyone likes that kind of stuff.
Right.
So, like, I can do those kind of tasks for months on end and enjoy it every day, which is really fucking boring to some people.
You either get bored or become obsessed.
Yeah. Either way, it
Right.
goes one way or the other.
Which, me hanging out with so many guitar players who were incredible, Rick Boyd, Corey Keith. I mean, I've met so many. I mean, I met you later, like recently.
Yeah, we've met maybe not quite maybe
Yeah,
about a
close
year
to a year
ago.
now.
About
Yeah.
a year ago.
Yeah.
Over a year.
Yeah,
Oh,
we've
awesome.
known each other over a year now. That's
Awesome,
true
man.
for
That's,
sure.
That's fucking great.
That's pretty dope.
But I've met really. I've been thankful enough to have been surrounded by people who are worlds better than me, and it's awesome because if you keep surrounding yourself with people who are better than you,
Well, better you at what?
guitar or
No,
anything,
dude, no,
and
dude, you're
anything.
fucking just as good as anyone in the band, dude.
I don't believe that,
You say
especially
that,
with
dude.
people
You're
like
fucking
Corey and
great.
I
Rick.
agree.
You're
It's-
fucking great, dude. You're just as good as anyone in the band
I
right
agree.
now.
Well, I grew up like playing with people like Corey Keith, who is amazing. He was on the first Stuzik, and then Rick Boyd, who was on the second Stuzik. Who, if you go to his YouTube channel, you see what I'm talking about. How he's just fucking incredible. And being around those guys, and they would always leave guitars at my house, and drums being noisy. At a point, I would have to stop, and I would just very, very poorly mess around with the guitar, and I just kept doing it out of boredom. And that's I've recently started actually learning the way you're supposed to in the past couple of
I
months.
had to restart as
Yeah,
well. and
starting
learn from
over-
the basics.
Starting over is hard, but worth it.
It's worth it.
And I'm a slow learner with guitar, and the reason being is when I was born, the umbilical cord was wrapped around my neck, and I was born not breathing, and my mother almost died, and I almost died. So I have permanent nerve damage in this left hand to where it makes everything impossible. So it's a very slow process, but it's something that I enjoy doing, so I'm trying to keep at it. Because I think that especially with music, you see people who are incredible, who do things that you feel like you'll never be able to do.
Some people have a level of patience that I don't understand.
Right. And, well, for me, I think a thing that every musician should set aside is that they're attempting to be on somebody else's level, and there's these concepts of levels that they're trying to get to, and they think that they'll never be on another person's level. But playing is something that should be of what's the most important.
Enjoying it is
yeah,
what
for
matters.
you.
Yeah.
And playing honestly, like play what you feel like playing, not what.
That's why I
being-
don't know a ton of covers. Is because I've only ever learned to play what I've wanted to play for myself.
Yeah.
Right.
I started on covers. I learned like every Nirvana song ever when I first started playing because they were so simple, And like,
It's like all Coheed is most of what I know how to play because that's all I cared to play. I was like, I just want to play this and sing this, and and people would ask requests of songs, and I could never go play in a bar or acoustic set because I know maybe 3 songs that the regular average Joe would recognize.
yeah, I definitely couldn't do that either. I've never been like one. I never. I never like dove into the mainstream at all. Like other than like when I first started playing, I learned like stuff like Nirvana and stuff. But eventually, like within my first year of playing, I discovered bands like Pantera, and like that was the same year I learned about Pantera, Slayer, like all these metal bands, and that's what drew me in.
Right.
And then I got heavier and heavier and heavier, more technical over time. So
Well, I think the good thing about learning other songs is it's not about being able to play the song.
I can teach
but
you to get out of the patterns you're in.
that and techniques. Like everybody who is inspired to pick up an instrument got inspired by hearing somebody doing something else, being a neighbor, being something you saw on TV or YouTube now or
Yep.
whatever. You see that and you get that feeling of you know when you see it.
Yep.
Which I would actually, after I finish this thought, go around and ask you guys that question, what it was for you. You see it, and you connect to it on an emotional level. It's like unlocking something that you've been trying to say in your soul that you haven't been able to say your entire life, and you realize that. And I think the important thing about learning the habits or the songs of other people is you learn what it is that you like about X player, whoever it is. You learning that thing that you connect with that helps you articulate the melodies or whatever it is in your head through your own hands. I think that's what's good about learning other songs.
Right.
Definitely.
And now I would like to go around and ask whoever has the answer first, what was the moment that
You realized that you were a musician?
what's the first thing you saw or heard that really made you say, I want to do that?
Okay. For me, it's probably a couple of things. Some of the very first heavier bands that I got into that wasn't, rap and stuff, would have been, it makes a lot of sense, honestly, but the first metal band that I got into was Korn when they came out with Twisted Transistor. Because they had all the rappers in the music video.
I was the same.
That is
exactly
how I got into metal. Like before, I actually
Forgot
ran
about
into
that video. That was awesome with Lil Jon.
Yeah, dude.
Jonathan Davis.
Yeah, dude.
Snoop
That
Dogg
video
was,
is what got me to
Ed.
at least be open to the genre.
great.
And then I started getting into like Slipknot, and then I moved to Carrollton, and then I started getting into it even more because I moved in next to my neighbor that played guitar and was into metal and all of this stuff. And that's what it was for me. But I didn't really make the realization till I picked up an instrument, I didn't even make the connection at any of those points that I wanted to do that until I actually picked it up and tried it, Like if I didn't pick it up and try it, I probably wouldn't have, I would have done something else.
Exactly. Like I said, it's a saving grace.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because without it, you don't know what else you would have ended up doing with your time.
Yeah, I
other
have no
than that.
idea. Still
So-
be addicted to video games, maybe.
Exactly. So it's one of the most important things I think for people to have in their life.
Yeah.
And
For me, it started off as being before I was ever a guitar player, I was a singer. And in middle school, I was just put in. I liked singing. When my parents would take me to church, I would sing the songs. And when I finally went to public school, they put me in chorus as one of my electives. And I started singing, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed performance. That we did a few. I remember us doing like a anthology series of different musical numbers from different musicals, like from American Bandstand, and I remember enjoying expressing myself in that way a lot. And then when I went into high school, I moved to live with my dad my 10th grade year of high school in Macon. I moved from Douglasville to Macon, and my mother was not very musical at all. She tried to sing but was very off key most of the time. And my dad had played guitar. My dad had written songs. He actually has a song published in a book that he had written a few years ago. And I remember my dad having a guitar that I would sit around and play with a few times. And for me, the representative of the guitar, I always saw it how girls would love a guy that plays guitar. And so when I was in high school and
Until you're in your 20s and then they hate them.
Right. But I was, at the time, I was thinking, okay, chicks dig a guy who plays guitar. I'll pick up guitar and play it. And my dad got me one for my 15th birthday. And I still have that guitar. I play it as my beat 'em up guitar. And it wasn't until I started playing it after the fact and I realized that it was not going to get me girls at all.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it can if you're playing live, but
Right.
otherwise, no.
No, not at all. Just having it didn't work. And so I was like, well, I might as well learn how to play this. And I started playing it more and more. But it wasn't until at the time I started playing guitar, I was big into Linkin Park. I was big into power chord bands, a lot of and like POD was some of the early stuff I learned how to play, or Everlong by Foo Fighters. But none of it was really technical until I started listening to Dream Theater, and I did not become a guitar player until Coheed and Cambria. Like I did not start riffing and singing and playing and learning technical licks and things like that until I started playing Coheed and learning it to play. And this was a year after I graduated high school. Really started to pick it back up again.
Okay,
and
so you didn't
make
really
something
even
of it.
get into it till after high school?
Well, I had been playing since 11th grade. 11th grade is when I started guitar class. But yeah,
Man.
It wasn't until after that I really sat down and started paying attention to it and started learning.
I wish I could I wish I could still be addicted to playing like I was in middle school.
Right.
Like,
yeah, that's why when I joined the band, I was before I joined, I had kind of gone through this thing where I'd been wanting to be in a band for a while. I wasn't confident in my ability to sing and play at the same time and be a front man in that way, and I really
no, you're straight up, you're frontman material, dude.
Thank you.
We just got to get you in the fucking studio and get your vocals recorded as soon as we can.
I do not mean this in a derogatory way at all, but your personality off the stage and outside of music,
100% frontman.
Yeah, exactly.
Frontman material.
Just
sure, for sure.
Throughout life, you carry yourself very much like a front.
Yeah. You're very frontman material, in my opinion.
I'm not calling you an egomaniac, but however,
You're very good at like talking to crowds, and I mean, you did you're just confident in the way you talk, even if
Right.
people don't agree with you. You don't give a fuck, and that's what I think makes you great frontman, because you're gonna say what you're gonna say. You don't give a fuck. You do it confidently.
You go through life like you're playing a part, in a sense. Like it's you, but the way that you present yourself and the way that you come across is very much like you're presenting a character or a presentation,
Right.
or like you live life like you're on stage. Is what I'm saying.
I think it comes from my dad a lot, just the personality as far as that goes, and it was.
Well, it's the same thing. You can exceed in a business model with the same kind of personality you have. You know, you got great responses when trying to make the festival thing happen. That some of us, we probably wouldn't have got those responses. But
Right.
because you're good at talking to people, that alone is what I think makes you great frontman material.
Communication.
Communication.
And there was a moment where I kind of decided to put guitar away. Like I had owned several electric guitars, and I had tried learning to shred for a long time. And I had when I worked at Guitar Center, I was focusing on that heavily. And when I left, there was a lot of mixed emotions with me leaving Guitar Center. I had a lot of insecurity about my ability, because I figured I was the least talented person who worked there, but I had the most sales experience. So there was.
I'm gonna say the dudes at Guitar Center don't try.
Well, the people I worked with were all performing musicians.
Which one did you work at?
Macon.
Megan, I never went to that one.
Yeah, I opened up the store there, and everybody else they hired more of, because I was hired as an assistant manager. The salespeople they hired had never really worked in sales positions before. They
just played.
They were really good musicians. They knew a lot about it. They were popular in the community enough to bring a crowd in, that type of thing. And my experience was more along the lines of sales. But I did play guitar a lot before then and a lot during. But I kind of put it down after a little while, and I had put it down up until the point I smashed my finger open. And I got really worried that I would never be able to play again.
Yeah.
And that's when I picked it back up, and I actually got...
Did you know that that's actually how Monkey in Korn started playing guitar? He got like a part of his finger fucked up, and a doctor recommended that he picked up a musician to build muscle strength back in it. Pick up an instrument, not a musician, and pick up an instrument to build muscle strength back into it. And that's how he got started. It's a great way to build back like finger trauma.
Wow. Yeah, so I mean, that had built it back up again, and then I had decided that I would be mainly an acoustic player, that I only wanted to be an acoustic player, and had put away electric. But now I'm at a point now where I want to get back into playing electric a lot more, and as soon as I can afford to get one to have and practice on regularly, I'm going to start incorporating that a lot more.
And if you want, you can practice with the Dean. I never touch it. I mean, it's a Dean, and it's not necessarily the most comfortable guitar.
It's not.
But
I'll wait until I can get a Ibanez.
but I just throw it out there. You can take it with you and practice with it if you want.
I might do that. All right, let's wrap it up. We're hitting at 2 hours right now.
Yeah, well, right at 1 hour.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, right at 1 hour.
Oh, it says 2 on the thing.
It's
yeah,
1
we're
hour
at the
6
right time
minutes.
anyway.
1 hour 6 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So if we're going to wrap this up, I will say that I think that this has been a really awesome, successful show. Maybe
It was
it's
a bitch to get started.
yes, yeah, but worth it though.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
worth it. Absolutely,
I'm
absolutely.
very glad that we got the opportunity to do this, and
Definitely want to do more.
exactly.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm very happy to be more coherent and present for this. It's been really fucking awesome to have the ability to do so, and thank you so much for making this happen. You guys are both truly amazing, and
Yeah, dog.
also, really quick before we wrap this up, I want to talk about our plans for the future. Obviously, we'll be doing more of these, more shows, and they will be posted on YouTube periodically, thanks to Mr. Cronic.
Well,
right
I mean,
here.
if like I said, if you are down, I think making a specific channel for it
Right.
would be great.
Yeah.
That's a goal that I'll go home and I'll just create one tonight. We'll start a group message on Facebook and decide on a name and everything.
Cool.
And yeah, this has been an incorporation of all the podcast endeavors that I've wanted to do. Equal
Right.
parts manic
Each
episodes.
one we have done has become more and more legit.
Yeah, it has.
Exactly.
We've gotten better every time.
From as far back as recording it on on my iPad, like sitting there and like horrible, like framing and just you can't hear shit on there. And we're trying to do top 10 lists of favorite albums. Like we're getting more and more legit with our organization and our production value of it, and we're gonna get better at planning things out and having like
Yeah.
outlines of what the show is gonna be. Doing more music based ones. I'd like to do a film Cronic. Like we don't talk about film enough on the podcast.
Yeah,
and you're-
we haven't touched on film like at all.
Exactly.
In the
So
podcast.
like maybe should be our next one. Should be a film one that we do.
yeah, I'm down.
A good thing that I feel about this particular episode is all of the separate shows that I've wanted to do. I think that this has been the most
On one subject.
no, this has been the perfect blend actually of every topic that I have wanted to talk about. Minus
this
like,
one's
movies.
been good.
Yeah,
one's been
this
good.
has been a really good one.
agree.
So more shows to come in the future. We need to try and set up a
More coming to show.
Yes.
If there's any way we need to set up some kind of schedule.
That's what I was actually just about to say. So we need to schedule regular releases. If you need me to come over on my off days and help you edit, I will help you edit just to learn and everything and actually
I'm
be
down to teach you.
participant. So yeah, that would be awesome.
We'll teach y'all how to do this setup. We will get this more efficiently run. We'll figure out how to do this better, where we can control the volumes better. But if it's a type of thing to where I'm not able to be here, I will leave the podcast stuff here, and y'all can set it up and use the stuff that I don't need for voiceover or whatever, and have it. Even if y'all end up using one of the, other if we have dynamic mics or whatever we can use, we can still set it up. But I'll
Yeah, there's a couple mics laying around here.
right. We don't have to have all condensers. It just makes it
Yeah.
sound way better.
Yeah, it does.
Awesome. And also, let's talk about the potential. We after a couple of these and viewer responses, because you said that the response to the last one was pretty okay.
Yeah, the last one was great. There was when I looked at my analytics, there was multiple people around the whole world that watched it all the way through.
Awesome. And thank you guys out there for
Any of you
watching
guys that
this.
watched that last one all the way through, like, that is like, that's just a good feeling for someone to be willing to watch like an hour something video all the way through.
Right.
And sorry for being inebriated.
It's good to listen to in the car, you know.
Yeah, which we also need to find some ways of
Get on
getting it on.
iTunes,
Yeah,
Spotify,
iTunes and
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so if the response to those keeps getting good, which it will, because I think that now we're actually turning out really decent stuff, live shows.
Yes,
So
live.
in the future, if there are people watching who would like for us just to do this
Which
live,
I will say, once we start live, we might want someone like typical podcast on the other side that's not in the mic.
Right.
Helping run
yeah,
some things.
Yeah, so that's awesome. We can do that, and we can have people submit questions and comments and everything.
Yeah, that's the great thing about live. We can respond to people like immediately.
Exactly.
you know.
Just have it be a really interactive, awesome
Yeah.
thing that involves you guys out there too.
Yep.
So on my part, I would like to thank you guys for watching, and everybody have an awesome day, night, week, whatever.
Have an awesome something.
Yes.
Have a good time.
Have a good day.
Have a good have a good morning shit before work or school, whatever you're doing.
That's right. May all your dumps be pleasant.
Good jams.
Good job.
Good jams.